Let's quickly cut across to Kaushik Dekar, Executive Editor, India Today magazine, who's practically one of the last words that you get when it comes down to politics of the Northeast. I'm going to bring him in. Also, Rahul Srivastav in our studio, sitting right next to me this morning. But Kaushik, coming to you, what are you looking out for? Fascinating in terms of just how the dynamics changed in 2018. What would be your biggest takeaways? Do you think the Bharatiya Janata Party would be able to hold on to its 44% newly acquired vote share in 2018? Do you see that transfer of votes possibly from the Congress to the left, keeping the bloody history that they've had?
Preeti, we must remember that in 2019 Lok Sabha elections, that Congress vote share that you mentioned, which dropped to 1%, it rose up to 25%. But that time, Pradyut Manika Debarma was the working president for Congress. But this time, the most crucial part is the Pradyut Debarma's new party, Tipra Motha, which is going to most likely to sweep the tribal votes, the 20 tribal seats that are there. So he may sweep majority of them. And that will actually, to me, will help BJP. In a way, what has happened, as you know, there is a undercurrent in Tripura between the Bengali community, which is around 70%, and the indigenous tribal people, amalgamation of different tribal groups, around 30%. So that conflict, which has come to the fore this time with the emergence of Tipra Motha, that has actually helped BJP to consolidate to a great extent its vote base among the Bengali voters. So that may actually help BJP, because otherwise the current scenario that Tripura had witnessed, say for instance 2 months back when I was there, there was a kind of anti-incumbency, and many people said that what CPIM used to do, that Gundagadi and cadre-based terror, the BJP was actually replicating that. As you mentioned about this bike bahini, which used to cause terror over there. So people were unhappy with BJP, though they were very happy with the development work that happened over there, infrastructural development. But unemployment and this Gunda activities of the BJP youth brigade, that actually caused a lot of resentment. But now with the emergence of Tipra Motha, I believe the BJP has gained back a lot and probably would be in a striking distance from majority.
Okay, so it seems Kaushik's already calling the election, but if if you look at 2018 and if the tribal vote is going to play such a big factor, Rahul Srivastav, and I'll bring you in on this, of the 36 seats that the BJP won in 2018, 18 of those came from the tribal belt, possibly also with the alliance that it had with its partner. This time, the alliance partner is fighting just about 5 seats, if I'm not wrong. And then you have Pradyut Debarma coming in with Tipra Motha. Kaushik Dekar says it helps the Bharatiya Janata Party. Do you see that happening?
Preeti, see, I think this is somewhere somebody in Tripura is going to be that first voter of 2023. And very critical, I think, because, 9 elections and the BJP will like to win. This was the first win in 2018 for the BJP, which led to 2019 and others. I think what Kaushik is saying is very right. The rise of Tripura Motha has created a circumstance in which the BJP feels threatened in the tribal areas, but in non-tribal areas, it can have certain amount of reverse polarization. If there is a polarization of tribals happening, the kind of friction, there is a history, and Kaushik, I saw both of you put out a very interesting program on the history of Bengalis and tribals in Tripura. It is a fact. See, right. 1970, the partition and 1971, 2 demographic strong changes happened, and that has led to a situation where Bengalis are 70% and 31% odd is the tribals. In that scenario, the call by Motha to have either a separate state or some kind of a political demarcation for the tribal areas is not going to go down very well with the Bengalis. The second element is that if you see the vote share, which is I think a fantastic story, that from 2% the BJP rises to 44%.
True.
With 7.3% of the IPFT. This is a very interesting phenomena. The Congress voters shifted en masse to the BJP to vote out the left. Now, is 5 years enough for that voter to forget the misrule or whatever the vote they voted against. Now, if that is not going to happen, if that, the left rule of 25 years is still a memory, though Manik Sarkar is not contesting, though there is a tribal face this time around as a possible chief minister in Tripura, I think that is going to be the decider. And I think Mamata Banerjee, if the BJP is eyeing for a consolidation of Bengali vote, that 28 seats where Mamata Banerjee is contesting, and could well think about taking away Bengali votes.
You think, because, most of our reporters are going there, Rahul, and I'll bring in Milan as well into this conversation, actually say that the TMC is coming to be a bit of a non-starter in Tripura, possibly looking at about a 6% to a 10% vote share.
Where is it going to come from? That's the key.
True. Where is it going to come?
Where is it going to come? Because Congress has already lost it.
Right.
The Congress has already lost that vote. There is a very interesting thing about the CPM, I say, the left parties, that very small vote changes mean very large swings for the left parties.
Right.
If you see if you see the prior election, 48%, 46 seats, 48.1%, 49 seats. 1.1% means a sharp rise, 3 seats or 4 seats in that area for the left party. So I think it's a very, very interesting contest.
And you've touched upon something very interesting. We're going to go to our election intelligence dashboard, because when you talk about even like a 1% could lead to a massive vote gain for the left. It's interesting because even if you look at the margin in 2018, actually Tripura is one of the very few states where over 44 seats were won with a margin of just less than 1,000 votes. Very interesting.